like and subscribe. A girl approaches you and says, pretend we're friends. I am being followed. What would you do? From a real life example, I pretended that she was a high school friend and told her to wait for me inside while we close up. I was taking out the garbage at work, and this scared woman approached me because these dudes were making her nervous and her friends had not showed up yet. After closing, I hung out with her until her friends showed up. They got me a free drink for my services. I did not ask, they volunteered. Username does not check out. Act like her friend. This happened to me on a DC metro. I ended up fighting with a guy who had been feeling up this woman who worked in my building. She had seen my face at work, but did not know me, and this perv was groping her. He had the nerve to follow her in a crowded train car, and even in my commuting malaise, I was able to pick up what was happening and I grabbed him. The train stopped in Falls Church and we were able to get a metro police got him. Due to where we worked, I had to be interviewed by Internal Affairs, OPR. I am glad I was able to help. I am a woman. I have actually had to do this before, and the guy did it for me. I was so fortunate, because two tweakers were following me. I would turn different directions and back again, and they still followed me. I saw a guy checking his mail and went up to him and asked him to pretend he knows me, and walk me down the street. He did it. Okay, so I am a pretty big guy, and I have been approached more than a few times over the years to run interference in a situation like this, and I was always happy to oblige. Not only that, but even I had to use the same ploy to get away from a mid-50s barfly who was being very creepy. She was being pretty inappropriate, and while I am not shy about rebuffing strangers, she had decided that I was just being coy**. If Shenna had been a man, I would have gotten hostile, but it is awkward when you're a big guy in a situation like this, because generally people will view you as the aggressor if you raise your voice. As I was weighing my options, and not really liking any of them, I see a woman walking into the bar, and without really thinking it through I blurted out *OH look, there is my friend. Nice talking to you, and have a good night. I walked across the room to the woman, and said *if you rescue me from that crazy lady over there, I have got your bar tabbed for the night. Ended up having a lovely evening with said woman and two of her friends, and they were kind enough to walk me home so I would feel a fellow vertical bar. Something similar happened years ago. I reached my place at middle of the night after my shift. There was an ATM nearby. Unlike roadside ATMs, this one had a lobby with enough space for 2 to 3 people to wait. I collected cash and was leaving. A lady almost my age walks in. She asked me if it is okay for me to wait inside till she collected her cash, and I said okay and waited. She collected cash and left after saying thank you. Didn't seem strange that night because I was sleepy from a long day at work, but next morning, when I woke up, I could think of many reasons why she would ask a stranger to do that. This was the same city in which an attacker stabbed someone, even after she gave him all the money she had in her account and her wallet. I'm a woman, and had to do this for a guy once at a hotel bar in Miami, who was being swarmed by hookers. We got your back too, guys. My work often takes me away from home till the early morning of the hours. One time I was getting home from work around 3:30 to 4 am, and I had this petite Filipino girl run up to me and grab onto my arm and said she was being followed. Turned around and sure enough there was a tall shadowed figure walking in the field by my apartment building towards us. I let her into my building and sat with her until some of her friends came to pick her up. Not sure if she ever reported it or not, but yeah. About a decade ago I walk into a gas station late at night and the guy behind the counter immediately looks up at me and says, "Hey, buddy. It's been a minute, how you been?" I don't know the guy, but his eyes dart over at this fat woman, covered in bruises and clearly high on something. The guy's pretty small, probably less than half the woman's weight. He comes out from behind the counter and keeps talking to me, like we are old buddies. He keeps getting closer and closer to me, then leans in and whispers, "Don't leave." So I chill, and talk to the guy for a little bit. His name is Dustin. Turns out we actually have a friend in common. The woman is still trying even though I'm there. She says she just came from a party and a bunch of guys, that it wouldn't be a big deal if Dustin her too. She goes on to say she was going to a horse in front of the guys at the party but no one had a horse for her to. Dustin and I just freeze, unsure if we heard her correctly, blankly staring at each other. She asks Dustin if he thinks it would be hot. If he would watch. Yep, she said it. This goes on for about 10 minutes before police finally arrive to escort the woman out. Dustin tells me the woman tried to push him into the bathroom, that he had to grab into the door frame and fight his way out. He called the police, but she kept chasing him around the store grabbing at him. He wasn't sure if the police dispatcher was taking his call seriously and was worried they wouldn't send anyone. That's when I walked in. Anyways, I ran into Dustin again about 2 years ago in a store. He is with his girlfriend. He just starts busting out laughing when he sees me, turns to his girlfriend and says, "This guy can tell you that horse girl was real." Had this happen in a club back when I was at university. It was closing time and a girl I'd never even seen before grabbed my arm and said, "You're my boyfriend, okay?" I laughed at first, but when I looked at her I could see in her eyes she was not okay. Next thing I know, this big lump of a guy approaches and tries talking to her, and she is just so uncomfortable, so I put my arm around her and pulled her a bit closer and asked how the guy was doing. He said, "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her," without breaking eye contact with the girl. I said, "Well, I'm talking to you. So what's up?" Dude got a bit testy and squared up to me, but when the friends I was with stood at my side and pushed the guy back, he left. We decided we would walk the girl home, and lo and behold, when we got outside the club, that guy had just been standing, waiting. I made it clear we had seen him, and he started running away. We walked her all the way home, and it turned out this guy was on her course and had made a habit of being a creep on all nights out. Didn't matter where she went out, who she was with, or what their plans were, he was everywhere she went. Hope she found a way to keep him at distance, but I never saw her again. Edit, this blew up a bit. Let me clarify, by never saw her again, I mean I had never seen her before the incident, and we never actively noticed each other after. There is every chance we passed each other by numerous times. I may have even queued behind her in a shop. I have no idea. I can confirm that there was no news of student murders in my university city. I wish I could say for all women or all people to not be afraid to ask for help if you need it, but I similarly understand the apprehension. I just hope there are more good people than bad who will help you out of a jam. Be safe out there. Edit 2. Thank you for the award, but please put your money toward charities for assault/abuse victims instead, and keep your eyes open for anyone in need of help. Simple, help her out. Take her somewhere safe, and lose the weirdo stalking her. If it becomes a problem, I'll call the authorities discreetly. I know this is /AskMen, but if you happen to be a woman, I would play along to an extent. But I would keep to my own route, stay in a public place, not walk anyone home, or to anywhere secluded. Women are often used to bait other women and children for sex trafficking. This did happen to me, sort of vertical bar girl standing next to me in Edinburgh with this creeper bugging her, and she turns to me, eyes wide and a huge smile, and says, "Oh hey. I have been looking all over for you." I sensed what she was doing, and said, "OMG haters, great to see you. Come take a photo with me and the girls." She followed me, and she immediately thanked me, and I introduced her to my wife and daughter lol. She said she took a chance I'd pick up on the situation, and said I looked trustworthy. How'd I do? I looked like the boy next door, but with a little gray. We walked her a few blocks away and parted ways. Say hello to my new friend. Howdy, friend. Shall we stroll to the nearest police station or other safe place together? Pretend to be surprised to see her, give her a hug, and say how nice it is to see her, then walk her to a well-lit area or somewhere she said was safe. Edit, the reason for the hug is to let her know she is safe, and ask her name in secret. Jessica. So nice to see you. How long has it been? Oh, that is right, you came to my heavyweight boxing title match. Cannot believe I cornered that guy in the first round. Finally an opportunity to use the carpool lane. I have a girlfriend. Leave me alone. I'm following this hot babe. Be friends with her. I'd immediately develop romantic feelings for her and then confess. When she doesn't share my feeling, I will distance myself from her socially but still secretly hope she'll text me out of nowhere saying she want to date me after all. Unfortunately, the person following her is a murderer and I never hear from her again. Go full John Wick. Poor girl never stood a chance. Say something like, hey. Wow, it's been a while, how are you? And then carry on the convo from there. I assume she would lead with what she wanted, so I would play off that. Walk with her until we were inside of a public business, then talk with her to learn more about the situation and comfort her to make sure she knows she's safe. You go with it and help her out. This happened to me downtown a while ago. I said, hey. It's been forever. Glad you could come out tonight. I gave her a big hug and quietly said, don't worry, I'm concealed carrying, I'm ex-infantry, Marine Corps, you're gonna be just fine. Then got louder again and said, where exactly were we supposed to be meeting? Baba Joe and Darius. From there we carried on as if we were close friends. We rounded 3 different city blocks to make sure she was no longer followed, took her to her car and parted ways. I hope she's doing fine, whoever she was. With names, I think about it from time to time. Bit of good karma for a perfect stranger never hurts. Point being, you go with it. You help them. FYI, I love all the people that are willing to help, but stay cautious of her too. It is not uncommon for pairs to have a setup and they both try to rob you when you try to get away. If you are going to help someone, go to a public and crowded area. Make sure you let them walk beside you and not behind you. Send your location to someone if you can. After a while it will get easier to tell if she does need help or not, and make your call from there. I hate that even when helping people we have to be wary, but better safe than sorry. Go along with it, but still be mildly suspicious, because she might be trying to pickpocket me. Also her stalker might be in on it, and they are trying to rob me. Probably walk her to a more public setting, if we aren't already in one, and have her call emergency services. I'm not going to do much else because 1. I don't to risk my life in approaching the person doing the following, and 2. I don't know if this is some kind of setup. This is why I tell my GF to carry pepper spray. Actually had that happen to me one night when I was out walking the pooch one evening. He's an 80-pound rottie. Said something along the lines of, hey sweetie, it's been a couple of weeks, Conan's missed you. I just taking him for his walk, wanna come with, and we can have coffee when we get back. Conan wouldn't hurt a fly, although he gets growly with sketches. I've trained him to respond to a hand sign by going on what I call for alert. Head comes up, and he looks like he's ready to pounce, but he'd sell his puppies for a treat. Gotta help her out, regardless of whether you're married, taken, afraid of a situation like that, you gotta help her out. I make a new friend. Oh. This is awkward. I was about to ask you the same thing, the FBI's after me. Chat her up, and guide her out of the room, or out of whatever, until she breaks character and feels like she has it from there. Go along with the rouse, until when are married and have kids, duh. Help her and walk with her, just don't get in her car. Probably pretend to be her friend, and try to help her. Go along with it. I'd pretend we were friends. Then I'd go to the closest, well-lit, public spot I could think of, and try to flag down a PD officer or similar authority, enter a business, and ask them to call the PD, or, last case scenario, call them on my phone. I read that as go to the closet. Welp. So much for getting her number. Walk away. Sounds like a scam. Hey friend, can I borrow $20 real quick? I don't know you. I already have a GF. Yay, my girlfriend gets mad when a girl smiles at me. If I go home and tell her a girl talked to me, she will kill me, kill her, and then kill any witness. Edit. It as a joke guys, and no she does not have a knife to my throat making me type this. Well, play along, and try to get her to safety while attempting to get the look of the person, so I can keep an eye on them, if they disappear or not, but even then, I wouldn't feel she's safe until she's in a well-lit area with other people or the guy is apprehended. I wouldn't say her house, because then that's opening her up to the guy breaking in while she sleeps. I'd do anything I can to make sure people are safe and to keep people that would do harm away, just the good thing to do. Hey friend, high five. It has been too long, you ready to go? I'm starving. I'm still dating the AHH weightlifter, right? It has something to do with weights or fitness. Yeah, I'm still dating Stabby Mc. Kill. Weird name, but he's European. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.